Exile's One Portal. I am Mr. Coffee, and with Casper, as always. What's up, bro?
Nothing much. Literally. Nothing. Nada. Absolutely nothing. Just, it's so sad. It's so sad.
It really is. This is
Like, I've
kind
been
of play
coping.
other shit.
I've been just coping this last couple of, feels like an eternity.
Yeah.
It's like, I can't find any video games. Don't get me wrong. I think I think more than ever, my Steam list of games right now that I have installed has been I have purchased, not even purchased actually. I did buy a couple like a year and a half ago a what do you call that? The little hard drive? Um
Uh, an external
no, the ones the like microchip of an
M2,
ND and
M.2.
M.2. I bought one of those a while back and I actually forgot to install it on my PC. And uh like moving things around my house, I actually it fell out of like something. And I was like, oh, okay. And I installed that, and I've been installing Steam games like crazy because it's like 1 terabyte.
Mhm.
And I have a lot of installed Steam games right now. And I shuffle through them, and I'm like, I play a little bit of this one today, I play a little bit of this one tomorrow. But it's like I feel like a lost soul.
Oh yeah.
It feels really bad, and it's I've been trying not to pay attention to Path. I've been trying not to think about Path, but open up
The
Steam
itch is
today.
already there.
I opened up Steam today, and I see that they dropped a teaser, and I instantly messaged you, and I was like, I think we need to do a recording. There might be something to talk about, and then I think you watched it, right?
Well, watched it is a very like strong ass fucking word that you're using there, bro.
Well,
Watched.
you
I
seen it.
looked at it.
I didn't look at it. I didn't look at it. I was just giving you the heads up because I wasn't sure if you was available. And then you was like, bro, that's not a fucking teaser. And I was just like, uh,
From what I understand, bro, it's a picture.
there's no moving. There's something. I haven't.
No,
I haven't loaded up. I haven't
bro,
loaded up.
I loaded it. I loaded it up, and I can't find like a video. It's just
it,
it's just a picture. I don't know what this is,
all right, just to verify, it's
and
30
it's just
seconds.
like the main
Is
images.
your video you're watching 30 seconds long?
No, you have a 30-second long video. Then why didn't you send me that?
I oh that
I
oh oh. That's not what I'm not referring to that. Mobby, Mobby, Mobby. Give me a second.
give me a minute. No,
Give me a
give me a
second.
second.
No, I got it. I
No,
got it.
no, no.
No,
I'll do it.
no,
I
no,
have it.
no. I will post
I'll
it.
do it.
Boom.
You
There it
are.
is. When I say things, I just automatically assume like you have like magical tabs open that has this stuff. I don't know, man. I feel like everyone lives like that. I have like
No, no.
150 tabs open at any point in my life.
I literally just opened my web browser.
Oh God, to live like that, so carefree. Like I can't live without opening my browsers and be like, all right, let me do a scan of the internet to see what's happening. And I have to go through every tab. It's just like it's ridiculous. I check my Home Depot sales, see like my piece of wood I'm looking for. I look if there's a new drop from an anime. Like I don't know how to live
For
any other
those of you
way.
who
I don't.
care, new Rick and Morty on the 25th. Woo.
That's what I'm saying. I can't live unless I live like this. I don't like. I don't know. What about some of our subscribers and stuff? Like I don't know. Like the whole reason why I have 64 RAM is to have 80,000 tabs. It's not to play video games. I don't. The video games don't need that much RAM, but like strategically. Like at any point, if I
Hmm.
open my task manager up, my memory right now is at 45, 47% used.
Oh shit, bro! I think you're getting your wish.
What's up?
I couldn't wait. I had to watch it.
Oh, you fucking. All right, let's watch it. Let's watch it together.
Oh yeah, I'm restarting it.
All right, there were the endless, and yet. Uh, I don't think there's audio for you guys who are watching from home, but it's a 30-second video. You guys can watch it. It's nothing crazy on this. Okay. As we run a little bit. Okay, so Ryan the originator. Okay. So you find the
This kind of
OG,
just reminds me. I think this reminds me of fucking
Calendra.
like synthesis. It looked. I don't know. It kind of looked synthesis-y.
It's it's what is there
There you
to
go,
see?
everybody. That's 30 seconds. Woo!
Find the
We waited
OG.
all this
All right, so we're
time.
gonna find the OG. Okay. So whatever. So secrets of the Atlas. So we're going into people's closets and stuff, bro. Okay. All right. I mean, I'm happy.
Finally coming
There's a
out edition.
teaser. There's anything to talk about.
It is something to talk about. So
But
I got so guys. Hold up. What do you think the significance of the rose petals is?
Zana,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Zana.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Mm-hmm.
That's what the picture is about, and I have it up right now for those of you who are listening. You can switch to video mode or whatever. And so, GG Maxrow, um, not my favorite website, but every now and then they have some decent shit. Um,
They
they
always
have a
they always
theory
have
on the
good things.
originator based on lore that has been in the books and in not the books, but in the game. Um, and they find reference to the originator that points to possibly Zana linked somehow to Zana. Um, it is not clear at this time whether or not is if Zana's coming back or how is this related to Zana, but the references of the video, if you see the rose petals, is kind of that of Zana. Now, could it be? Could it not be? Who knows? But the red, it's the red. I think that's what gets me. That's what makes me confirm this. The rose petals, and then you see the little bit of the red on the secrets, and then you see a little bit of the red in the title, Secrets of the Atlas.
Woo!
Seeing what GG Maxwell says here, so the teaser text uses "I must follow it," while Zana is in a strong candidate for the "Who is I" might be given her lore and expertise. The teaser itself doesn't explicitly name her. It could only mean an old journey written by Valdo and a new character, or even a more abstract narrative voice. Visuals from an old ink stained map device. It feels like it has been digging. That we'll be digging into the Atlas past. These tales indicate the story might be about Valdo, aka the Shaper, Zana, who and who or what made the Atlas of the world. So we're basically trying to understand what created the Atlas of the world. What was
Okay.
what was the OG? Now are they gonna reintroduce a shaper in some ways, possibly? Because I was always assumed that the shaper was the OG. Like to me, the shaper
I don't
was
know.
what created the Atlas of the, but apparently not. Maybe not.
No, I think he just like showed up and just like took it over.
Mm. I mean, he has the name the shaper.
Yeah,
He just throws triangles at you.
but he shaped everything. He didn't like make it.
What comes first, the creation or the shape? I don't know.
The
I feel like
creation comes
I feel
first.
like you have to like do both simultaneously.
I don't think so.
As you're creating is creating the shape.
You don't have to create fucking clay at the same time that you shape clay.
Touche. Touche. By the way, the
And
the
the
the the lore itself, I'm looking at the scroll right now. The lore itself on the thing it says the following: For the first time in my life, I found a meaning, purpose. A path has revealed itself towards the Atlas. There are secrets buried there, and I must follow it to find the originator. That's what the actual lore in the journal page um, says. It's a random script. If you read, it's also a few other things in there. But that's pretty much the additional thing. Some of the other things that Maxwell has assumed that will bring 23.26 is new maps focus on the Atlas creation. The original could be a new game end boss, which I don't think so. I don't think the original is going to be a new game end game boss. I think the originator is probably going to be like a NPC, like what's his dude name? The one
there's a lot of NPCs.
with the metamorphs. What's his name? Forgot.
Tane.
Tane, like yeah, like a Tane character, where he kind of just like, yes, I made the Atlas. This is how you can access more loot. Um, so he probably is gonna be something along that line. I doubt that they would bring a new pinnacle boss. Not with everything that's been happening this last couple of years. This last couple of years. Wow, it's been feeling that long. These last couple of months. Um, Unique items and other rewards. Okay, that's just generic as hell. Possibly a system which it might involve modifying the Atlas passive tree skill, or to expanding upon the Atlas. Again,
Again,
that's a very like catch 22 of like, yeah, that,
that's kind of all Path is.
yeah. I mean, at this point, yeah. A new Atlas influence which notes themes around its origins, a new currency and crafting mix. Again, Maxro is not like saying dropping like inside information. I feel like every league has had these things at bare minimum. So again, nothing crazy. But I just feel like wanted to share that with this with you guys as an additional
Small
source. Because
episode, good episode. No, I'm kidding.
I mean, yeah, this is what are we? 12 minutes in, like that's it. Like this is, but it's been almost like 4 weeks since we dropped something. And again, I want to repeat this. We don't want to fill your inbox. We understand you're getting notifications from like YouTube, you get notifications from every source of content created out there. It- we don't want to be one of those nuisance that are creating content created just to fill your inboxes. Just we're not doing that. We want to create content that is relevant to what's happening, but there's nothing happening, and it's just like we're just sitting there like, oh yeah. Like what happens when the news have no news? They do a fluff piece on puppies.
True, but we don't have
Um,
puppies to fluff piece.
I just I don't know I don't know if we can do that like just just do a fluff piece on what kind of dogs we like. You know, I mean, or something like that.
Fluff
But
piece on just like our dogs. Oh
yeah,
wait, no, I have a dog.
I've had dogs. You know, so you know I can contribute to that conversation. I know what a dog
There
looks
you
like.
go. You know what a dog is? Yeah,
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 I know
yeah.
what a dog is. Yeah. So,
So
but
if you're interested in fucking dog cast, let us know.
I mean seriously, because at this point, like we have another 2 weeks. So I would imagine in our next recording, you probably gonna hear this on the 23rd of May. But as of recording this, we're recording this on the 22nd. Obviously we uploaded and all that stuff, all that jazz. So our next recording might be on the next 2 weeks on the 6th. So probably check out the live the recording the GGG live on the 5th. We'll record and then we'll probably upload it and it'll be up on the 6th. So that's the next time you'll probably hear from us. And then we'll probably have some bonus content in regards to the live stream. If there's, depending on how beefy it is, we may actually, put some work in since we haven't had nothing to do these past couple of weeks. That's pretty much a timetable that I'm looking at right now. I'm just hoping to Jesus that it's at least something decent. I don't know.
I wanted to take up some time, you know.
Yeah,
I
I
don't want
mean,
to. I don't want
summer's
to sit
gonna be
there and have it like.
long, bro. Summer's gonna be so long, and especially if we don't have nothing like nice to play.
Well, I'm
I feel
always
like a
playing
spoiled
Tekken.
brat.
And,
I do. I do feel like a spoiled brat because there's a lot of nice stuff out there right now. There's a lot of nice games, and I'm
yeah.
over here looking at my ex-girlfriend like, come on, bro, like what's up?
Well, this is your good ex girlfriend.
I know it's damn ex-girlfriends. Like a our buddy over here trying to get us to play goddamn Dune. Gosh, can't take a hint.
We were all playing Dune, right? It's like, nah, dude, I'm divorcing this channel.
He can't take a hint. Like we just like, no, bro, I don't know. I don't think I like worms, bro.
Yeah,
Oh
I'm
man,
not like super enthused about the concept.
I don't like. I'm a sucker for survival games. I'll admit that, but I don't like worms. I don't like the overall story behind Dune, and maybe what I'm saying is blasphemy, because apparently it is. Dune is like the grandfather of all, like, you know, 40K and all that stuff. But I just don't like sand. I don't like this. I find it a little interesting, but other than the movies, I found hella boring. It's just there's a lot of that shit, but I don't know. I don't know. I guess you gotta be in it to like that kind of lore. It doesn't do much to me. So playing a video game, walking in sand. Oh, more sand. Oh, more sand. Look, oh, no, look, more sand over there. It's not that very exciting. Um, so no, but yeah, it's just, again, but there's a lot of other nice games out there. There's a lot of indie games right now that are killing it.
Oh yeah,
There's a
that's
lot of
that's good.
indie games that are killing it right now. I don't know what that is about, but Schedule One, it's a surprisingly great game, especially when you want to kill some time. It's like a drug version of Satisfactory. Um, I I got the Headliners game, which is stupid funny. It's basically
The
you're a
heck?
photographer in New York City, where like New York City is like being inundated by aliens and creatures, and your
Uh
job
huh.
is to take pictures of the shit. And the more like
Okay.
nice pictures you take of like death, gore, without you dying, the more money you earn.
Okay.
So you gotta like make the headlines. So it's like you have to play in a group and you gotta like take pictures of each other dying and all that stuff. So it's a nice little like just grab bag of game. Dead is on Rogue that we played. Pretty good game. I don't know if that's it. That's definitely, is that indie? I don't know if it's indie. I don't know if you consider that indie.
I think indie is just anything with like a skeleton fucking development crew, right?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not familiar with the developer, if it's a small one or not. So I'm not too sure about the developer. I don't know, for those of you old school RTS lovers, Tempest Rising. Uh, Pretty fucking good game. Um, Better than most of the other Command and Conquer clones that you've been seeing in recent years. Tempest Rising has a very good head on its shoulders as far as development, the balance of the teams, and the way each faction feels unique, but also counterbalances the other. Um, so the campaigns are really, really well thought out. Missions, everything is really well put together, and then the co-op is really solid too. Well, co-op, I mean multiplayer.
Oh, okay.
Looking down, going down the list of installed library games right now. What else? Last Epoch, I haven't played it. We've Me and Alex have farmed the shit out of it. Um, Pretty much got as far as I've felt interested in playing, meaning the it was a point where the grinding did no longer felt satisfactory. Like
Mm.
getting the difference between a 2 LP and a 1 LP item felt minute. Like it didn't feel like, oh, I got such a huge boost of damage that I can do no content. No, it was just like same shit. So,
I can imagine.
um,
It's although I'm surprised that y'all played it as long as you did. To be completely honest.
I as to everyone on this subscribe to us, I really wanted to give Last Epic a fair shake. Like just because I shit on Path. I mean, I shit on Path so much, right? And I shit on D was it D5? What the fuck is it? D4?
Before,
D4 so much, and I never actually played D4 out of just pure general principle, right? Which,
right?
as a game review and as a game commentary, it's kind of like maybe not a good practice. So I didn't really, I already own Last Epic, so it's like I don't really have a good excuse not to give it a fair shake, especially with the new content reveal and stuff like that. So, I mean, on a scale of 1 to 10 for Tombs of the Erased content, I'd give it a 7. Like, it's
Okay,
alright at first. It's like, oh, okay, but it doesn't truly feel impactful. It's not
fair.
like it's not like Delve. Like when they introduced Delve and it was a completely side thing where it was just like it's so fucking different and you can spend your time doing that and be just satisfied. No, it's just like a little. It feels like a little layer on top of what already exists, and it's not impactful in a meaningful way. But it's like something extra to kill, something extra to look at. Doesn't feel like it feels very. I guess impactful is the only word I can find, honestly. Path
Okay,
2, like a bunch of patches, but nothing meaningful. Like I've been reading all the patches. Um, they're still tweaking loot. They're still tweaking a whole lot of like just little things that are not being impactful enough to even care about playing.
mm.
Um, they talk about they're gonna do a race again, so they're gonna do another race for Ken Doriani with some prizes. Again, I don't know who's racing. Who's still playing Path 2? At
Someone's got to be.
at this point, what's the path numbers looking like right now? Path of Steam DB. Okay, so Steam DB path of Exile. Okay. All right. So Path of Exile has 18,000 players in game right now. Okay. I don't know. Is that good? I don't know.
I don't
Uh,
think it's good.
where's the graph? I want to see charts. Path of Exile. Okay. Path of Exile 1 has 2,000 players.
Yeah,
Mm,
but
and
who's gonna be
then
playing
24
Path
hour
One right
peak
now?
for both games are 34,000 for Path of Exile 2 and 5,000 for Path of Exile 1. Which again, I understand Path of Exile 1. It's hella late. I mean, a whole year of the same content. Like, I don't even know why people. I'm gonna assume that 2,000 players are like new players trying to like test out stuff. I don't think there's hardcore like grinders right now on the game. I doubt it. I
I
could be
hope
wrong.
not.
I could be wrong, but doubt it. Um, okay. That was something else I wanted to check. Okay. Yeah. So they've been setting they've been kind of sitting at about 40,000 at peak, which is around the 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock area time frame. So okay, 40,000. Um,
That's not bad.
yeah, that's not bad. That's not bad. That's not bad. More than a lot more than I thought would expect. I mean,
It's not,
judging
hundred and
from the
something thousand.
500,000 that they had at peak to 30,000 is a steep drop. But I'm gonna chalk it up as to the them dropping the ball them that many times, and then the hype that built up, and then almost half a year of content, almost half a year in, and the new league and stuff like that. The game is still in early access. So the question is, when are they gonna release Path 2 then? At this point, we're about to hit June. They're gonna do Path 1. So are they thinking of releasing Path 2 for uh like Christmas or like November?
Fuck, I don't even know, bro. I haven't even put any thought into it, to be completely honest with you.
Because it's not ready. That much is for sure.
Oh yeah, definitely.
As,
Well, then again, I
as
haven't been
many
playing
tweaks
it
as
to
they
know.
made to the end game like they're still buffing like Breach, for example. They still like tweaking loot boxes as far as how much enemies come out. It's still hella slow.
Damn.
So one they could be shooting for a November release, similar to since they they could be because it wouldn't make sense to do it on top of Path One. They're gonna just shoot themselves in the dick, basically.
Who knows, man? I feel like that's just crazy. I'm like just depressed by the whole thing, bro.
So we play Path One for the summer, right? And then by the
Hmm.
end of that league, they start announcing Path Two stuff to get you hyped up. But then when do we get the next Path One stuff? Not for Christmas?
Oh nope, probably not.
Because they're gonna do the reveal on the 5th, right? So when does the league start? End of June?
No idea. Again, like I haven't even. I'd have to look like a calendar. I don't, especially being with we're so far off a normal schedule, bro. Like,
Yeah, yeah, we're completely off the rails on the schedule.
right. So like, I don't even feel like saying anything and getting my hopes up, or just when they
Well, I mean,
decide to
they
put
when
some
they do
shit
the
out.
reveal, is usually the league launch is usually about a little less than a month after the reveal,
Usually.
usually. So I'm gonna go on a limb and say, okay, so it may start between the 20th and the 27th. So on the 20th of June or the 27th of June, that league starts. That gives us 3 months roughly. But then I don't think they're gonna keep the 3 month um, cycle. They can't sustain. But let's assume 3 months. So 1, 2, 3. That gives us September, basically.
Hmm.
Uh, what are they're gonna then do a month for races, which is October, and that puts us in November. So when are they gonna do anything for Path 2? Because then that gonna is gonna overlap with.
Well, Path 2 isn't Path 1, so
I know, but clearly they can't. They're having trouble doing simultaneous development.
right. But they should be just splitting the fucking teams. This is why I don't even want to fucking speculate, bro. Like it's
It's getting you
should,
angry.
would, what? Yeah, I just don't even. It just it's whatever.
All right, I'll drop it. I'll drop it. Anything else we should cover?
Not really. I don't think. Press a button if you feel like fucking wanting Path to fucking come back with some new shit sooner or later. Should we be happy that it's coming out now? Should we be upset? Should we be worried? I don't know. What do you think? Say something in the comments. Let me know.
Yeah, let us know.
Boo! Call to
Um,
action.
yeah, if there's anything, if there's any other game you want us to check out, we would need suggestions because we scour
Yeah,
the internet and see what we see,
you
but
scour the internet.
we just like things
All the
look
shit that I'm
interesting
waiting
to
for
us,
isn't
but they
coming
may
out.
not be popular.
I'm also thinking about fucking trying that space whatever
Space whatever.
Star Doobie.
What Star Doobie? Star Citizen?
Yeah.
Oh, don't get me started with that shit.
I've been wanting to fucking make fun of it. And to be
I
honest,
would play it.
I hold up. I have to give credit where credit is due.
What?
The game came out. It took a million years, but the game came out. So,
Bro,
I'm
we
not
shit on
happy.
AAA
I'm
games.
not
We shit on
bro,
AAA games.
I'm not happy. Understand this. But my thoughts originally were it's a scam.
It
Game came
is a
out,
scam. It's
not a
still a
scam.
scam.
No. Game came out, not a scam. It's a stupid boondoggle of a fucking game. I'll
It's
give you
a
that.
$100 million budget.
Yeah, but
That's not a
it came out with
game.
a fucking game.
That's a landmark. That's a national landmark. That's a bridge. Maybe less. I don't know how much it costs to make a bridge. Hold on. How much does it cost? All right. Price. Hold on. I want to Google this. What's the biggest bridge? San Francisco Bridge. Cost of San Francisco Bridge. Okay. No, not the fucking build. For build. It's gonna be like the toes. Okay. The Golden State Bridge, San Francisco, was built for approximately $35 million in 1930. In 2019 dollars, that translates to about $1.6 billion. Okay.
Now, the thing is if you looked at all of their stupid ambitions when they first fucking decided that they were gonna release this fucking game, and they were just like, it's gonna come out, blah 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 blah. They did want it to be this fucking massive fucking scope of a fucking game.
Yeah. No, no,
And
no, no.
again,
I'm
like,
fine with that. So just for scaling purposes, they almost used a San Francisco bridge to make a video game,
yeah,
and it took them how long?
long time. I don't know, million years.
Star C- Citizen development timeline. Oh, for the you guys are seeing me Google this as
I
I'm
think it's
talking.
a fucking slap to
Okay,
their
so
supporters' face that they're going
development,
free to play.
pre-production developments began in 2010. Bro, 15 years ago.
Yeah,
Are you shitting me?
no, I don't.
I can't.
I don't understand why you're like
Nah, I
ultra
can't now.
surprised.
I can't now. I can't give them credit for that. I can't give
I
them.
can.
I can't.
You know why? I originally expected there to be no game at all. So, credit where credit is due. A game came out. You might not be happy with what came out or how much it ended up costing, but hey, that's
I
all the credit
guess.
they're gonna get from me.
I guess.
like,
Nah, I guess. Nah, you're right. All right. All right.
I
And
didn't
it's a
expect
free to
shit to
play
come out.
game.
I Now it is, yeah.
Yeah.
I assumed it was gonna like with how much they were charging, it was gonna be like $1 billion fucking entry fee, but
We both know it's the cost of
I know why.
entry is free to play, but we don't know it's gonna be a crazy amount of microtransactions to even be able to sustain yourself in the game.
Well, that's not even what I think it is, bro. You're thinking about this from like, oh, why would they fucking make this free to play? Blah blah blah. No, no, not. The reason they're doing this is because their fucking player base that they have now need noobs and free to play players to fuck up in the fucking combats and shit. They need guppies. There's no guppies in the game. Everybody had to buy in.
That's true.
So, yeah, it's just the way those types of fucking games work, where you have these fucking mega whales. Yeah, they
It's Eve,
I'm not like,
basically.
yeah.
I only know about Eve's through like the wild stories that sometimes get released. I don't know anything about Eve because I've never played it, but sometimes you see like the press cover some of the Eve drama in the past couple of years. Um, and I followed it a little bit. I was like, oh, that's this
I
made the
watched
news. Like, what the hell?
I had watched like an entire fucking like 2 hour video on a fucking like guild's conflict with another fucking guild on a fucking thing where they're like fucking using capital ships against each other and shit.
Hmm.
And
Yeah.
like it was a constant war for like 3 days. It was like,
Yeah,
what
for
the
three,
fuck?
4 days. It's something insane. Like, yeah, it's like, what the hell? But, um, anyway. But yes, I've been shitting on Star Citizen for the longest. But I will play it. Just give it a 30
I'll
minute,
play it.
like, yeah, just a 30 minute, like,
Nah,
this is stupid. I don't want to play this one.
nah. There's some shit. I will be honest. I wanted to try. I want to try to like hijack someone's ship.
I'm, I always like a good space game. But the problem I have with a space game is always what I have a problem with, like ocean games. When there's a lot of nothing to do in between, it's really hard to stay engaged with it. And I
Yeah,
feel
but
like a lot of space games and ocean games fall into that era, that issue of like, well, you're sailing now for like an half an hour, or like you're in space. You're like, all right, now you have to travel in space. There's nothing in space, and it's just like, yeah, bro, but I only have 2 hours to play it. Like,
to be
I
completely
can't be
honest,
like half.
I don't mind that because I'm a weed smoker. So I set up my fucking coordinates of where I'm going.
Yeah, but I can
I
do
light a
five
fucking
minutes.
bowl.
You know what I mean? I can do 5 minutes of FTL or 2 minutes of FTL. Like, all right, give me a loading screen or something. Like, you know what I mean? All right, I go get some water, go pee break. Don't give me a half an hour.
I don't think I've ever ran into a game that made me wait a half an hour to do that.
You never played Atlas,
No.
bro. Atlas used to make you sail for an hour, bro. Like
Yeah, no,
literally
fuck
an
that.
hour from island to island, just to like get to the next island, and it'd be nothing there, bro. You'd be like, oh shit, we gotta. Oh no, we can't stay here. Ain't nothing here. There's no resources. You gotta get back on your ship and sail for another hour. And there was nothing in the ocean, bro. Nothing. No like little mini games. No like hydras you have to fight. Nothing. It was just like Valheim at the very least. I enjoyed their oceans, even though they were a little vast and a little spacious, but there was always shit to do. There was like whether you had to fight, there was like the hydras you had to like whatever. And, I mean, so there was always something to like engage with, but not in
I
Atlas.
can't
And Atlas is an older
remember.
game now, but there's a
I
few
can't
games that
remember
don't
what
do it
game that
well.
was that we played a bit ago.
What game?
It was a
That we
space
played?
game that we. Yeah, we didn't play it
Void
together, but
Void
we
Crew.
played. No, before that.
Before Void Crew?
Yeah, it
That
was
the
the
one
one that I
I
told
actually
you.
played with me?
No, the one that I told you was made by one guy.
Oh, shit.
I can't remember what it was called.
I mean, there's a few space games I was playing with me and one guy, but that we played?
It again, like, it wasn't together because it didn't have like a multiplayer or anything, but we both did play it because I entered
Starborn. No.
Starborn.
Is it
Yes,
Starborn? Spaceborn
yeah,
too.
Spaceborn, Spaceborn 2. Yeah, I don't know. I haven't seen any news about that lately. I should
They
look
have a
into
hot
that.
fix on May. They have another early release access release on May. Yeah, a lot of early access release versions of it. I gotta take a look, see if there's anything. A lot of bug
Yeah,
fixes.
that's the game I'm actually like. I think I might actually get back into that because that was one of those games you set up your little coordinates because I did the fighter pilot kind of like life on that one.
Hmm.
Where so I was just going from like zone to zone, just fighting in these fucking conflicts and then just bouncing. I fucking loved it. And then just sit there and like in between going through like the gates and shit. Like I'm just hitting weed, just like it's
No,
fucking
I think
wonderful.
they did in Spaceborne 2. They really I feel like they did space good. Like you're
Yes,
not
your ship
spending
was
you're
fast
doing
enough.
FTL drives. It doesn't take
Hmm.
crazy a long time. You're hitting
The
these
beginning doesn't start with you without a warp drive.
yeah
Like you get to go and start doing that immediately. It's wonderful.
I think that and again I think the jankiness of it gives it personality. I
Hmm.
think is improving. Um, for the size of the game, the fact that it's only 13 gigs is amazing.
Amazing. My
Um,
hope is okay. So I'm gonna tell you. don't get me wrong. I feel that Spaceborne 2 is probably going to be infinitely like more fun than Star Citizen.
I agree.
But but I'm kind of hoping that it becomes something I will enjoy to play. Because I don't get me wrong, and I understand this is probably like
What,
you're
Star
hearing
Citizen
like I
or
wanted,
Star
yeah,
Spaceborne?
I want Star Citizen to be good. I really do, because the concept I love, bro. I love space games. I
I do
don't
too.
get to play them very often, and there's not very many of them that come out. They come out in like waves, but I love them.
It's
I
hard to
hope it's
make a
good.
good one.
It is. I hope it's good. And I've been seeing some content about it, and with some basic modding, because again, like there's certain shit that like modders had to add stuff because they didn't like really think about it. Like for instance, like a little announcer that announces like important mod things that are happening on your ship. That would be really cool. But like the fact of like the ships are pretty goddamn detailed. How you get in is pretty detailed. The UI is pretty fucking nice. Like
Hmm.
yo, for and I'm not saying like it shouldn't be.
I
It's
have
an
I have a
$800 million game.
I have
It
a
should
fuckload.
be
Yeah, I have a fuckload
beautiful.
of space games. So, and I feel like it always falls into a few categories of what the developer usually tends to focus on, and they usually go
Yeah.
all in on that, and then kind of like lose part of everything else of space.
Yeah, but I'm
Because
hoping, again, I'm hoping. I can hope. I would love a space game to kind of sink some time into. They're so
I think a co-op
like, dude, when I was playing,
Spaceborne 2 would be fucking awesome. I don't have the space for it, but
yeah, dude, it would be so good. I agree. 100.
like a Spaceborne 2 style game, but just co-op or at least like small scale multiplayer. I'm not saying like a full universe, but I can see it happening where instead of factions being by NPCs, you have like player factions. Um,
Yeah, like Eve did it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, dude, I'm just saying, it's possible it could end up being a good game, right?
mm,
And with that possibility, if it were still free to play, I would play it. I'm not saying that I agree with how much the developer spent. I'm not agreeing how much they took from their fans over what they're giving back is all right. I'm not even saying like the overall cost of fucking monetary ships is cool. If they can make a free to play experience that doesn't make me feel like I'm straight up a guppy, then I'll play it. I like space. And again, the parts of it that I really care about is like the visuals of it so far, right? Now, when I'm in the game, how the ships move and shit like that is going to make a huge difference. But
mhm,
from what I've been seeing, I need space games to have cool ass fucking visuals, neat designed ships,
mhm.
cargo, like actual cargo areas and things of that nature. Dude, they have like a carrier class in that game, in Star Citizen. And you can literally have your homies park their shit in their ships inside and launch from the carrier. And it
That's
has like
what
its own.
some games, I, dude. Like for the longest time, I've begged people to play this game with me, but no one wants to play it.
What is
So
it?
it's two games I've been begging people to play with me. Evarion, which I can understand why people want to play it with me. I perfectly understand. It's a Lego game, basically.
Okay, yeah, that's the one I remember being like,
Yeah.
No thanks."
And then the other one is Empyrean. Empyrean. Empyrean? Empyrean. I think I'm saying it right. Let me just look up the spelling. Where
Yeah.
is it?
Wait,
Empyrean.
is it an RTS?
Empyr. Oh, Jesus
Oh,
Christ, I'll call it seizure.
Emprian?
Empyrean. Now, the thing about Empyrean is that it starts out as a survival, right? It starts out as survival because you basically crash land in a unknown planet and you're fucked, right? So you have to like pick yourself up by your bootstraps. But once you build your first ship and you get out the planet, it turns into now a galactic, like this galactic battle, basically, where you're smack dab in the middle of three different factions fighting. And you have to kind of like carve out a little space for yourself. Well, like try not to get murdered by none of these three factions.
Hmm.
Um, one faction is a traitor. One faction is like neutral but hates the other two because they're like isolationists.
Hmm.
And then there's ironically the colors coordinate with their what they do. But the red faction, it's like I will murder everything. We will take over the world. take over the universe. Um, so they're the more hostile faction that you will come across. But so it takes this, and then it has all those functionalities of like having big capital ships where you can dock other ships in it. It's you can build your own ships. It ain't easy because it's like you building block by block or like section by section and kind of create it in a creator. But like you can have teleporters into different areas. Like it turns into this more galactic adventure um, that you can then now like start battling in huge battles and stuff like that, hitting people's space stations and stuff like that. But it takes a significant amount of effort to get to that point.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and it's often easier when you have more than one person because then you have like, all right, you can split the responsibilities of like you drive the ship, I shoot the guns. The guns in Imperiando are not, in my personal opinion, the most spacey type of guns.
That's one thing I think believe Spaceborne had really good.
Yeah, they don't really have like laser turrets. They don't have like No, they do have missiles. The guns of Imperion are more what we like to call PDCs, point defense turrets. Is it point defense? So
Yeah.
PDTs. So you sprinkle them around your ship, whether it's a capital ship, a frigate, whatever size you're talking about. But you sprinkle them around the ship, and they mostly defend your ship. They do attack hostiles. You could use them as battling, laser types or ballistic types, whatever. They do really well, but it's more automated. You can take direct control of it. Players can take direct control of it if they're sitting in the ship or whatever. But they do feel more like turrets. They don't have that same fluidity that Spaceborne 2 has.
Mm.
Flying the ship in Imperion is very intricate because depending on where you put your thrusters, where you put how many thrusters you have, the maneuverability of your ship goes up and down. Especially the size
Mm-hmm.
of the ship, the material of your ship also matters. But they go as far as like thinking about like gravity and um, having to secure the ship to make sure there's no leaks in it and all that little detail it's in it because like it's a space game. But the level of detail that you would imagine from Star Citizen, obviously, $800 million versus Empyrean's like a fraction of that. It's worlds apart, and Empyrean is already a fully fleshed out game.
Right.
But yeah, that's the that's a lot of
Maybe
great
one of these
space games. It's
days.
just that each of them specialize in their own thing,
It's
and
just the fact of one of them is like a building block kind of thing, and the other one is a fucking survival game. God, those have
yeah,
no
again
fucking chance.
the survival thing is. I don't typically do the survival part because it just takes too long. It's too grindy. I typically just
Oh, you can
like
like
give myself
you can
resources.
skip it. Oh, I see.
Yeah, I build myself. I either give myself resources or I usually give myself the a starter ship, and I start from there.
Okay.
That usually cuts off like basically 10 hours of just like getting the starter material to make a ship. But it doesn't get easier after that. Like it just doesn't magically become easier. It's just like you still gotta like get resources. You gotta not get enough iron. Go to the moon. Make sure you have water to turn into oxygen. Like you still have that element of survival that you have to maintain your resources and stuff like that. Fighting the other um, factions is another
Hmm.
way of getting those resources though. So you have to mine them
Okay.
yourself. You steal their shit basically. Um, but it's not easy to fight other factions because they don't play like, oh, you have one ship, so I'm gonna bring one ship to it. No, they don't do that. Like you start fighting them, they'll summon like 10 ships.
Oh wow.
Like they don't fuck around. So you gotta be careful on like not picking on them too much because they Imperium has a system of heat that the more a sector is being attacked, the more aggressively they will defend.
Okay.
So they have a system where like, so the more you hang around and start, trying to like loot a certain area, the more aggressive their defense will be, and the more ships will be in the area, and it's like, then you lose your shit, then you lose everything, and you're sitting there with like a midlife crisis, like, oh shit, I lost everything. I lost my capital ship. Because most people that I've seen play Imperium will have like satellite bases, but then their capital ship becomes their like main base. So they carry around
Right.
everything. So if you fuck around and get into a battle and you lose everything, you might be looking in a situation where it's like I may have to cheat to get my shit back. Like I've had that decision making of like I have 400 hours in this game so far. Like you just spent 100 hours into this gameplay, um, and you fucked around and found out, lost your capital ship, you lost everything, and you forget the last little base that you had was in like 8 planets ago, and now you have a real decision in your hand. So either you quit the game and play something else, or you kind of cheat and bring your shit back. So yeah, I've had to make that decision. So again, a lot of great space games. It's just a matter of like some specialize in certain areas and that has a little different flavor of thing. Oh, the other thing about Imperium that I love, absolutely love, is the approach to planets. I
Is it good?
love their approach to planets and their bodies of planets. Um, there's a few games that have gotten planets good. I don't know how. I haven't seen any videos on Star Citizen on how they're gonna deal with planets and celestial bodies. Have you?
I haven't looked, honestly.
Because
Most of the stuff I've been
Avorion,
looking at is like
as
in
good as
space
Avorion
or in the
is
space
as a
station.
space game, it does not do planets at all. So that's the
Oh,
one thing I'm like, it's all right. No, I don't give it. I like it because it's fun. It helps me kill time, but it's not like a true space game. Like Spaceborne 2 does a really decent job at planets. In my opinion,
very
it's a
much
little
so.
too big. Like the planets are a little too big.
Sometimes,
Like when you land in them, the transitioning from like area to area is a little weird in my opinion. Like
yeah,
it's a whole lot of
it's jank.
emptiness, which is like why it's so big then? Like scale it down. But with the transition in and out, the I like it. I think like it's a good for the developer. I don't know where they got that transition from, but pretty good. Feels good. And
Feels good.
Perion does it really well too. Transitioning in and out of planets. The fact that you can see your base from outer space, like
That's
do
cool.
through the veil of the loading. I find that to be cool. Um, what is the fact that you know how you see in space movies where something you can from orbit you can shoot something.
Yeah.
You can't do that, but because there's a invisible loading wall. But
Right.
um, but stuff like that, like I would in a game like Star Citizen, I would like to see some shit like that. Like I can orbit bomb a base from orbit basically. Like that's the
That
kind
would
of
be cool.
expectation that I would have for a game that has $800 million in development.
Then again, limited by technology.
Yeah, well, I would imagine that. So,
Because
so
then you
part of
end
the
up
joke of
with
Star
Bethesda game.
Citizen was the fact that they were creating their own engine.
Yeah.
So, like, what's your
Hmm.
limit if you're creating your own engine?
Well, technology.
Maybe. I don't know.
That's my assumption. Like, if you're sitting there like we're gonna create our own engine, then it's like the encryption problem. If you don't know how to encrypt something better and you make an incremental fucking increase on encryption, it's not gonna be like worlds a fucking part. You're still in the fucking 70s. Like,
Yeah. I I understand. I understand what you're saying. My thing is more just like almost $1 billion,
We
bro.
can't
Like, you gotta get,
you
you
can't
gotta
have
show me
like
something that Spaceborne 2 don't have.
that's fair, but it also just I just feel like it needs to be good, just regardless. Like
It
if it
has to
doesn't
be
have
good.
something, well, but the thing is, like if it doesn't have something, it needs to have other shit that makes up for that something. I'm not necessarily like it needs to have this. I just want the game to be good.
I'm trying to check my thing of what else, what the space games have as comparison, but like, sorry, empty space, empty space.
Oh
Um,
yeah,
I mean, Osiris
I'm sitting here
sucked.
practicing. I'm sitting
Osiris
here fucking
sucked. I didn't
practicing
like
Tekken combos.
Osiris. Uh, wow, I have a lot of Steam games. Jesus Christ. The fact that it takes me this long to like scroll down.
I have a lot too. It's not like you remove them.
That's true. It's like 30 years of gaming here. Not on Steam, but you get what I mean.
Yeah,
Do, 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 do. All right, I'm gonna keep looking through this. But yeah, I have a few. Um,
lots of games.
hell, Astronomer was a pretty solid game, space game.
I don't know what that is.
It's a survival. Uh,
Oh, never mind then.
Astroneer, Astroneer.
Astroneer,
Yeah, Astroneer. Yeah. It's a survival, but not survival in the sense that you're gonna die. More of like just
gathering bullshit.
just exploring. It's a lot of exploring. A lot of exploring. A fuck ton of exploring. And it's kind of like
Mm,
Minecraft in a sense. Like you have to go into like the deepest parts of the planet you're on.
mhm.
And you start finding like crazy resources, and that helps you unlock the ability to like leave the planet, and then you go to another planet, and then it's crazy, and then you have to do this like kind of repeat the process. But every
Mhm.
planet, every successful planet that you get to, you unlock another piece to like a big puzzle, and at the end, you basically like unlock the secrets of the universe. I I, I mean
Okay.
that's the spark notes of the game. I've never gotten that far because the exploration is fucking massive. Like the planets feel really big, um, and you can't leave your base too long because of your oxygen. So you have to like tie tubes and shit, or like have
Oh,
a have like a hab that basically provides you oxygen and all that shit. So that's the survival part. And there's obviously creatures and stuff that can kill you. So you have to like shoot them and shit.
okay. I
But
think
yeah,
I've seen some
other than
videos
that,
on it.
um, damn, I gotta think about Spaceborne shit. I feel like
Damn
that
straight.
deserves a nice look over again.
Yes, it does.
I'm gonna install it and just make sure I have it up. But yeah, yeah.
Well, everybody,
We
thank
made
you
it an
so
hour.
much for
Ah,
joining us. Yeah.
subscribe. We filled the you. Ooh.
If you enjoyed, Casper speaking about games and me just,
Mhm.
yeah,
Mhm.
I
Mhm.
feel bad, but hey, fuck it. If you enjoy it, enjoy it. We'll be here. Gonna bring up new news when we can. Hit a button. We love you,
Otherwise, we're just gonna be talking
Cass.
about space games or some random shit we're talking about. I think I'll put it on the description after the half an hour. First half an hour, we talk about space games. So for those of you like, oh, could have put like a timestamp or something, bro.
Timestamp being made.
All right, guys. Thank you so much. Until next time.
Like.